Hello, hola, hola. Hey there, people of Facebook. Welcome, welcome. My name is Kylie. I realize that on these videos I've been doing, I'm not even introducing myself. I am just assuming that you already know who I am. Well, let me tell you, I'm Kylie, and I am an author and an author coach, and I like to help people get their best-selling books out of their heads and into the world. I like to help you get your book out of your head and into the world, but in a way that it's going to sell. That's kind of like the slant that I'm going for here. Now I am literally going to, you're going to have to look at the top of my head for a minute while I share this this video to the group. But here it is. I am getting better at this, which is so good. Okay. So today what I'm going to be talking about is launch teams, and I am doing that because I guess it's on my mind, but I also think that for a lot of you, it'll either be something that you might have thought about, felt overwhelmed with, or thought about and then not quite sure where to go, or just thought about it and sort of kind of thrown something at the wall to hope that it sticks, or all of the above. Launch team etiquette, which I probably haven't spelt right. So anyway, if you have, you're in that stage where you've written a book, published a book, you're about to publish a book, or anything like that, then what I'm going to be talking about is the book launch. And that's what I want to share with you today, because there's a few really cool things that you can do that will make a massive difference to how your book performs in that initial stage. So I guess this is the way that my take on it is that you need to have a book that is selling as opposed to just dying a slow death in the Amazon.com jungle. You need to have, yes, written a decent book. I mean, obviously but that comes second. Oh my God, I can't emphasize enough how important that is. That comes second, that you've written a good book. Because in the beginning, to get attention on your book, you need to have a book that is launched with a bit of fanfare. Now, it doesn't have to cost any money at all. If you do throw some money at it, like under $100, $50 is probably ample. And I'm going to go through, not today, I'm not going to go through the promoting aspect of launching a book today. That's not what this is about. This is about the launch team. And this is really the most important part. So basically a launch team is a group of people, and I have spoken about this before, but I wanted to just go into one very specific aspect. So your launch team is a group of people who have a vested, okay, that's the wrong word, who have an interest in your book. They're not just doing it for a favor. They're actually doing it because, they like the topic. So they might be clients, or they might be people in your industry, whatever your book is about. Now, of course, again, I'm talking about a non-fiction book, but a lot of this is going to go across the board for fiction as well. But let's talk about a non-fiction book. So if it is a industry specific book, then yeah, people in your industry are going to be interested in the book. That's who you want in your launch team. So really, you're just looking at maybe having a small number of people who might have specific interest, but also you're looking at friends of theirs. So it's really good if they can widen that circle. I call that the second tier of your launch team. The first tier is people that you have a direct kind of relationship with, but the second tier is people that they might have a relationship with, and that's really because you do want to cast your net as wide as you can and have a number of people on your launch team. So the key is this. The key that I'm getting to is, so some of these people are going to know you personally, but some of them aren't. They're going to be complete strangers. You have to make sure that they are getting value so that they do what you want them to do. Now, you're not asking them to do much at all. That's really important too. The amount of ask needs to be absolutely crystal clear and kind of the bare minimum. So what I talk about for ask, your number one ask is that they download the book on a certain day. And I guess that's, if you are using the system where you have a few days where it's free and then you go on to put the price up, you want to make sure that everyone in your launch team is committed to hitting buy now, which will be $0 and 0 cents, but they're committed to doing that on a certain day. So that's a big one. And it's a tiny ask, like it literally takes 2 seconds. But the point is that even that is sometimes more than other people are capable of getting their act together and doing. I don't know why, but it just is. I mean, it's called life. There's 700 emails come in and yours is one of 700. Well, they're going to miss it. I'll look at that tomorrow. Guess what? Tomorrow they've missed the free days, whatever. So the point is that you need to make sure that you're really clear about that. And then the next thing you're going to be asking them, obviously, is to review the book. And within a timely manner, too. You're, I guess, a little bit, hey there. Hey, Julie, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, hey. Very timely. You're right. You're right in the midst of it. So what was I just saying? It's the crystal clear asks. And this is another big tip, which is only one ask per email. So a lot of times people have, can you do this? And then can you do that? And then can you do this? The point is that you've got to, again, just like you have to get yourself in the head of your ideal reader, you have to get yourself in the head of your launch team, your ideal launch team member. Just imagine that they are crazy busy and that having anything to do with your book is like at the bottom of their list of important things that they need to do. So you need to make it so easy. One ask per email, make the asks really clear, and so that they can, basically read it while they're, running to pick the kids up from the bus or while they're, at work and they're trying to do a sneaky email read without their boss seeing or whatever. Just imagine it's happening in the worst possible circumstances. If they can still get your message and follow through, then you're probably doing it right. Whereas if they have to kind of wade through a lot of information, it makes it difficult for them to discern what am I supposed to do? What was that today or was that yesterday? They get lost. People get lost. Just imagine that, worst case scenario. So that's the two important things. One ask per communications at a bare minimum, and then also that you make it really clear. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about is my give ask method, which is basically that you give something to them in return for them doing something for you. And so I guess then when you have given something, there is a little bit more of that I guess a feeling that they owe it to you to do what you're asking, which is very small. Hit download, review. That's kind of it. Read the book would be good too, but you know what? we have no idea if that's happening. If they're downloading and they're reviewing, those are physical things we have, I guess, proof of. So the give, or actually I call it the give ask. This is why if you get people on your launch team who have a specific interest in your topic, it's much easier to give them something that is going to kind of really resonate and mean something for them. If they're just random people and family and friends, which, of course you're going to have them, but if that's all that are on your team, you don't have anyone that's specific, I guess, to your industry or to the topic, that doesn't have like a personal interest to the topic that you are writing about, then you don't have kind of like a central theme that you can give them. Now, obviously, one thing you're giving them is, hey, a free copy of the book. So you definitely want to talk that up, the value of that. What are they going to get out of getting this book? Because even that is not obvious to people. People don't always just want a free thing. It's sort of like when people are handing out pamphlets on the road and you're just like I don't want a piece of junk to fill up my handbag. that's the mindset they might be having. I mean, it's painful to hear, because we as authors know that this thing we're giving them is, it's 3 months, 6 months, whatever, 9 months of our life, and all of our best juicy stuff. And they're valuing it less than some piece of crap that someone on the street is handing out. But that's how you've got to be dispassionate. You've got to be dispassionate. Okay, so that way, it's really good to spend a little bit of time thinking up a very cool thing that you can offer your launch team. Now, you don't do it as a bribe, because that's kind of not really what you're supposed to do, but you can certainly do it as an exchange. Hey, send me a screenshot of your review and I've got this amazing cool thing that you are going to really, really, really want to have when you do that. Now, that will really encourage them to take that effort to put up a review, because putting up a review does take a bit of effort. Obviously, hitting download, almost zero effort. Putting up a review does take some effort. Why do we want people to review our books? Well, because a book that's got lots of reviews definitely is more attractive to browsers who just randomly come across your book in the future. A book with 0 reviews, it's that whole kind of peer pressure or whatever that really makes a difference. Like, people make a decision based on what other people think way more than what you're going to say about it, or even what their own brain thinks. So if other people are saying good things, then they're more likely to go, oh yeah, okay, I'll give this a whirl. So asking someone to review your book is a bit of an ask, because they have to actually put together a few sentences and then upload it to Amazon. It's not a big deal, but make it as easy as possible for them, and offer them an exchange, a gift, a thank you gift that's going to really rock their socks off, knock their socks off, rock their boat, and all the rest of it. That is really going to be helpful. So tell me, if you got any questions about that, because I've got literally, I've only got a couple of minutes here, but if you've got any questions about that, let me know. Like the video, and if you found it useful, you can also share it. If you're watching it in the replay, then also ask your questions, because I'll come back, and if there's any questions around Launch Team for the next week or so, that's what my focus is going to be. I'm going to be talking a lot about launch teams and the strategies behind it. I'm going to sort of dive deep into all of those different aspects, so that I guess we can all learn from each other, and we can pick up some tips, and we can really get the whole Amazon algorithm working in our favor. And tomorrow, which is the 20th in the US, although it's the 21st in Australia, tomorrow we start our 30-day author bootcamp. Now, that is going to be 30 days. I've just been looking through the actual program. It's just going to be so value packed. If you haven't had a look at that yet, go to kylieansett.com/30days, and you will be able to see what we've got in store for the 30-day author bootcamp. Basically, this is so that you can get a book together in that time. Get your rough draft done. I'm going to be giving you lots of support. There's going to be live streams, there's going to be group coaching, and all of that good stuff. Anyway, I can hear that someone has just arrived. I am going to have to leave, but I would love to see you in the 30-day author bootcamp, and good luck with your launches, and ask any questions you have below. Bye.